Hey, good morning, Teklians, or afternoon, or evening, whatever. I don't care. We have no topic today, so get in the live chat, and you're going to tell us what to talk about. We've already got some people in there. We're talking about stuff, and we're going to talk about whatever you tell us to talk about in the live chat. Otherwise, we're going to open up our feed readers, and we're just going to talk about whatever we see. Morning, Joe.
Morning, Chris. I get another teacup of the week. This one is, let me see if I can get it. It's Garfield. I actually spent like 10 minutes going and trying to read all of the little comics that are posted on the cup, but I think I'm gonna have to go upstairs and grab my magnifying glass later to finish. It's really tiny print, but it's cool. Garfield. There we go. Better. Garfield. I love it. Oh, and I'm stealing from Chris this week and wearing a bow tie, even though I'm the tie guy. We're going to talk more about it at the end of the episode, but I found a way to turn my neckties into bow ties. And this is actually, I bought this just 2 days ago for the episode to wear as a tie, and now that I figured I'll just use that same one as a bow tie. There we go.
It's very crafty. I'm going to have to try that out. I have a tie. One of my ties is my favorite tie, and I always thought that would be awesome if I had a bow tie version of this. So I'm gonna check that out later.
My favorite tie is actually this purple one right here. So I'm going to try to check that out later.
That's a nice tie.
Yeah, I love that.
What color are the accents on that? Like the design?
It's mostly purple with like silver edged in black.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I like purple. As you can see my purple wall behind me. I got a new purple shirt. This is the first time wearing my purple shirt.
I'm actually wearing my purple sweater vest too. My wife doesn't like the sweater vest. She thinks they're weird. She doesn't want me wearing them out in public.
What about the bowler hat? Is she accepting of the bowler hat yet?
She's a little more accepting of the bowler hat when it's just the bowler hat, but I'm wearing a bow tie, and I have that long coat now. I got that that goes down to the knees, and she's like, "It's not 1940." It's like, how do you know?
Should be.
It should be. It's like, I'm sorry, I still have
I just
style.
got back from there, so I just, I didn't feel like changing.
I never know when I'm going to go for a visit, so I got to be ready.
You never know what time you're going to end up. You got to make sure that you're fitting for any time zone.
All right, so what are we talking about this week? Anybody in the chat got any Steam Machine Gaming?
Steam Machine Gaming.
The new Steam device, right? Didn't Steam come with a device or something? Or
Oh, they're supporting Linux now.
They are. I know that.
Pretty amazing.
Which is huge because for the longest time, up until we started this show, the only reason I had a Windows computer was for my gaming. And then I was like, woo, Linux is going to support gaming. I don't need Windows anymore. And then we started this show, and it's like, okay, now I need Windows because I have to do Photoshop and I have to do Vegas. So right when I was like, I can get rid of it, I found out I couldn't.
Yeah, and GIMP is okay, but GIMP is not a full replacement for Photoshop. And I use Kdenlive for editing on Linux, but it is nowhere near Vegas Pro. Overclocks in the chat room says that there's the Steam console. I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard there was a console, a Linux-based console. That's what I heard. That's what I Googled it and pulled it up. And I'd like to see more about a Steam console. Would it still play like the style still be PC gaming, or would it have a different kind of gamepad? Because I really like the layout for like keyboard when you're playing games on the computer. Oh yeah, that's cool. So the gamepad is like a portal.
I think I've seen those pictures of the controller.
Yeah,
and I didn't understand I never looked into it.
I'm going to send you the picture in the video chat room, and you can pull up and do a screen share if you want. I just sent you the link.
Oh, look at that. Actually, a notification now.
Yeah. It has these little, thumb pads, and I guess they can sense where you're moving your thumbs, I'm going to guess, as the joystick, rather than actually have a joystick, which is really cool. So I'd like to see how that works. And then it has the buttons, those 4 pad buttons. It has them 2 on each side. So I guess 2 for one thumb, 2 for the other. It would take some getting used to since it's different than both Xbox and PS4. So different, but
yeah. I wonder, a lot of games, they have so many, keys and buttons and stuff like that. I wonder if this pad, if being a pad, if it can, kind of change dynamically to whatever game you need,
Or maybe because it's a pad, you can have, where you can roll your fingers across it. But also at the same time, it has 4 buttons itself underneath the pad for up, down, side. So that could be 8 additional buttons underneath the pad, plus using the pad to track your movement. It'd be interesting to see how that works out. I can't tell in this image if they have triggers in the back.
Looks like it does, yeah.
Yeah, Steam Machine. I'd even be interested in getting one of these.
Oh, yeah. Or
one more thing to add. It'll probably be cheaper also than getting a PS4, which is what my wife wants.
Yeah, PS4. It's funny when my wife and I were doing the registry for our wedding, we were going around scanning like an Xbox 360 and a PS3 and TV and all this stuff, and we were doing stuff for our wedding registry, and we were like, I bet people are gonna think that I just like hijacked the scanner and took off to the electronics section or something.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. Like everything, like my wife says I'm like a kid. Every time we go into a store, it's like, do you need me for anything? No. It's like I'll be in electronics or toys.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like when I was a kid, I was the same thing. I'd be like, do you need me, Mom? No, I'll be in electronics or toys. It's like I let my wife know, come get me when you're done.
Exactly.
Tell me when it's time to leave.
But then it drives me crazy when I'm in there and everybody comes over and they start asking me, like, you need help and would you like to see this and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, just leave me alone. I just want to look at things and touch them.
And then you, like, know more than them, probably. That's happened to me a couple times. I'd like, corrected them. They're like, no, that's actually not right.
Yeah. The last time we went to Best Buy and we were getting my wife a new laptop, and, you know, they ask all these generic questions. So what do you use your computer for? Like, computer stuff. So, like, do you play games? Do you watch movies? Listen to music? It's like, yeah, it's a computer. You don't buy a computer for one thing. It does it all. I do whatever I feel like doing on it.
I work at Best Buy now, and they're actually not for you. That might not be a practical question, but that is really a practical question, because I have to help out in the computer department a lot, because I get, like, nobody in tablets. I get, like, 3 people a day. So computers is right next door, and I have to go help them when it gets busy. And we have to ask those questions, because if people come in, it's like, I'm not going to recommend you buy an i7 if you're going to go online and check your email. I'm going to try to get you to buy a Chromebook. And if you really don't want a Chromebook, I'm going to maybe steer you towards the i3s. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're not going to convince somebody to buy a 4th generation i7 processor when all they need is like a 3rd generation i3 processor.
Yeah. And then I get people coming in for school, and they're like, oh, I just need to do school stuff. It's like, well, what are you going to school for? Are you going to be editing videos? Are you going to be doing heavy things? You're just be writing papers. Just writing papers. Well, get an i5. You know, you don't need I don't need to steer you towards like the heavy duty.
But for me, when I go in there, it's like I already know. If I walk into a Best Buy look to buy something, it's because I've already researched the hell out of everything in that store for the past 3 weeks. So when I go in there, I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I just need some hands-on time with it or whatever. Yeah. And they're like, so what do you do? Or they want to try to be like, have you looked at these? And it's like, no, just give me this one. Like, that was what was frustrating me, because we picked it out. It was decided, so that we just went in and was like, this is the one I want. And then they have to run through all these questions and, have you looked at this? And what about this? And what kind of stuff do you do? And it's like, I want this one. Do you have this one? Is it in stock? Yeah, go get it.
No,
we're done.
At our store, like, most of the time if someone says they want that one, we'll go get it for them. But other times there are certain managers who are like, oh, well, it's Best Buy policy that you have to do that. And we have only one manager that does that. But it's like, you have to ask all those questions. Even if they're like, oh, I want this one. It's like, no, they make you, because it's policy, ask. And it's like, the customer doesn't want you to ask all those questions if they know what they want.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we get a lot of people coming in that do mess around. And then one thing I have to do a lot is we get people that come in, and it's like, oh, I want Windows 8, but I don't think I need touchscreen. And then I'll be like, all right, well, how about you demo one for a little bit and use it? And then by the time they're done with it, it's like, all right, I want to get a touchscreen. Because that's the thing I hate about Windows 8 is that ugly design that it does have makes you want to touch it. Like, I'm sorry, but like when I'm on a laptop, I don't want to sit there with my mouse and scroll over to get to the...
It's kind of a pain in the... Although the mouse wheel works, it's really weird to get used to. When you're on that tile screen and you're using the mouse wheel up and down, it's going left and right. But it still scrolls kind of slow. Like my mouse had this little ratchet thing, so when it's in, I don't know if you can hear the click.
Yeah.
But when I click it and go like that, it's just, I can fling it and it just keeps spinning. So it's like when I was using it, I had to keep like unclicking and then scrolling to the end and then clicking back, and it's made for a touchscreen to swipe across.
And if you have a laptop with a touchpad, you can use 2 fingers and just back and forth. And if you don't have a laptop, there's other things you can use 2 fingers for. But anyway, 13.10 Ubuntu.
That is actually, I just now put Ubuntu 13.4 back on this laptop that I'm using right here, just for the purpose of updating it on Thursday, I believe it is.
I haven't used 13.10 yet. I'm thinking I might give it a try. I'm still waiting. I have to get an external drive to get all of my stuff off this computer. And this computer has so many fracking issues with it because my wife, she thinks things download better and faster and the computer works faster if the virus protection is off. So she shuts it off when she shuts it off when she torrents stuff or when she's setting up her games. And it's like, that is the one time you do not turn it off. And there's all these redirect viruses built now in our search browsers and everything, and it's a mess. So I'm thinking of when we get a new external, because I have like 1.5 terabytes worth of legally obtained purchase material on this computer, and I got to get that off before I just do a whole factory reset, and I'm going to dual boot it with. I really love XFCE, but I think I'm going to do Ubuntu just because this computer can handle it, and I haven't used KDE in a while, and it really is a wonderful.
It is. I set up Ubuntu back on here yesterday afternoon, and I went ahead and put my XFCE and KDE on it. It's like that's like the perfect three for me. I'll install the default Ubuntu with Unity, and then I'll add XFCE and KDE on there just because.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do that. I really.
There's some things I like about Unity.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a fan of Unity. I would go the route of getting Xubuntu or Kubuntu and then installing the other one, like get Kubuntu then get XFCE, just because those are the only two I've ever used. So.
Overclocks in the chat room is talking about Copy.
Talking about Copy, is he? Have you tried Copy? Yeah. Oh yeah, the Copy is actually what we use for the show. We have a Copy. We each have Copy account. We have a Drive account. We use the Drive account mostly just for the documents, the rundowns for the show, because it's really handy to be able to make those Excel spreadsheets and those Word documents right on the web. And then we use Copy for all of our images and stuff, just because Drive is really stupid about Linux. And since we use our Linux PCs a lot, our Linux computers, we have to have Copy since we can have that on our computers. We also see NAS.
I wanted to get one for such a long time.
What is a NAS?
It's a network attached storage. It's basically an external hard drive that you connect directly to your router, and all computers on the network can store files to that. It's like having your own storage.
That is awesome. But
I've been wanting to get one of those and put all of my pictures, music, and video on there.
I would love to put all my, because then I could get it from the PS3 too. I could access it from my PS3 from any of my computers.
Yeah. It's like the new router I have now, I had to replace it a month ago or so. It has a little USB in the back for plugging in a USB drive. So if I have like a little USB thumb drive and I plug it to the back of my router, most of my computers can see that there's storage attached to the router.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to access the files on there.
Well, and then what is it? Then we have Samsung. They made the HomeSync. And when I first walked into Best Buy and they had the HomeSync display set up, I asked the Samsung rep, because the Samsung table is like right at the back of tablets, so we spend a lot of time with them. And I asked him, what is this thing? Tell me a little bit about it in case I want to try to sell it to a customer or whatever. And he goes, oh, that's great. It's a terabyte of storage. You can put whatever you want on it, and then you can connect it to your router, and you can access it anywhere from your phone you are. Like, you could be out in fucking Ethiopia. If you have a cell signal, a data signal, you can, on your phone, pull up that stuff that's on that drive at home. You could also do it, he said, from your home computers and everything, and you can connect it to your TV, and it has Netflix and stuff on it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I might get one. And he goes, you know if it'll work with the Nexus? And he goes, oh, no, it only works with certain select Galaxy devices. I'm like, fuck that. That's like, they're like the new Apple of Android, and it's pissing me off.
There's a video tutorial I saw. I believe Armando posted this a while back. I think I sent you the link to it. It's about how to set up basically your own cloud storage.
Yeah, you sent that to me. That was really cool.
Yeah, where you can use the network attached storage and then install, like, you set up a free account somewhere and you use your local network attached storage for where everything goes, and then there's an app where you set up with your account, so you can basically set it up on all your computers and your phone.
And it's free.
Yeah.
And now that stuff that you had, like, you would have been able to pull up wherever you are on any of your computers or on your laptop as long as you have a connection.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. The thing I liked about that was what it came with was like the stand, and you could plug two hard drives into that stand up to 1.5 terabytes in size. So that's a total of 3 terabytes you could get just in that with that special hard drive that was formed to fit into that stand. And then it had a USB port in the back to plug in a third external drive of your choice. So you could like buy like a 3 terabyte external drive, plug it in, put the stand on top of it, and you have 6 terabytes right there of cloud storage that you don't have to pay a monthly fee for.
Yeah. I mean, my copy account, I have 130 something gigs of free cloud storage, but the benefit of this is that it's, it's local. It's not out on the internet somewhere. If you're concerned about privacy and stuff like that, it's all internal. It's all your own stuff. They mentioned OwnCloud. I think that's the service I was talking about.
Yeah, I just pulled up the website. I don't know. That might be the service that you're talking about. That was really cool.
Yeah, where you link it with your device and you can get to it from anywhere in the world. Doesn't work off-world.
I want to thank Overclocks in the chat. I'm definitely going to be looking into getting a NAS now. That sounds like it would solve a lot of my problems. Just because, I mean, most of my stuff I have, like I don't need to access my movies from out anywhere in the world. I'm not going to be sitting on a bus watching a movie on my phone. I mean, as long as I can access it from any computer in my house without having to bring my terabyte drive with me from computer to computer, hook it up to the PS3, I mean, that would be awesome. You know what I would like to see? Unrelated, I would like to see the ability to download different media players to things like the PS3. Because I really don't understand why it's so simple to get something like GOM Player, VLC on a phone. You can get MX Player that have pretty much any codec you need. But then whenever you get a device, it's like, oh, well, we chose only to support AVI files and MP4 files and this file. And it's like, well, I'm fucked. Half my files are MKV. Like, that's my problem. Like,
I have that problem with my Blu-ray players because that's how it's a pain in the ass. Like, our Blu-ray players, we mainly got them just for the ability to stream, like for Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and all that stuff. And actually, those are the only 3 we use. But it can also stream from your devices if it's Windows. So my wife's laptop is the only one that still has Windows on it for now, anyway. It's getting to the point where I'm like, going to put Linux on this thing. But I can't it won't recognize any of the Linux computers, and the file format is a pain in the ass too, because sometimes an AVI file will work, sometimes the AVI file doesn't. And it's like, it's hard because you download it and you see the file extension, but that doesn't have much to do. The name, the extension name, that's just the container of the file. That's not how it was encoded or anything. So it's like, when you're downloading stuff for whatever, it's like you don't always know how it was encoded. You just know what the file type is. So it's just a pain in the ass. Sometimes an MP4 will work, sometimes it won't. Most of the time, it won't. WMV files will never play. I've never got a WMV file to play on there.
And it's just annoying because it's like, it's so simple. It must be simple for these people that make these things if they're out there in free media players that can basically run any codec. If you run into a problem, it's like, hold on a second, just click OK and we'll grab the right codec for you. But then you get all these other ones that you're forced to use, and it's like, well, we chose not to support that file. It's like, how much space would it really have taken up for them to include codecs on the PS3 to play any file I want to throw at it? I mean, that's what I got it for, was a personal media center, basically. I use it more for watching movies than for playing games. My wife's the game player.
Yeah. That should be a problem that Chromecast would solve now, because the rendering is done on the device.
Yeah, and that is what is it, the API or the SDK? What is it that we're waiting for Google to release to the public so that the Chromecast can actually legally be implemented for anything by anybody?
The SDK.
Yeah, because I know you showed me that video, I think it was you, where someone had it working with Cyanogen or something, and
yeah, Koosh.
Yeah, anything at all on your device that plays, they were sending to the Chromecast, but they can't push that feature out until. I'm really hoping maybe we'll get something like that with 4.4. Maybe 4.4 will have Chromecast integrated into the operating system itself, so it's just like anything you're playing anywhere. Just, let me cast that.
That'd be a really cool little surprise from them.
Because if Cyanogen did it, it's got to be possible. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a tiny little feature that these apps can very easily integrate this little feature. So if you're writing an entire ROM then just build that feature into like everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
then,
sure it's not as easy as that.
real
Sure, a
quick.
lot of work went into it.
I want to bring this up real quick, and then I want to go back and say something about the Chromecast. But in the chat, Overclocks directed me to Omega Store Center, IX2-DL, 4 terabytes, and it's a 4 terabyte personal cloud system. And for 4 terabytes, I mean, it's not too bad for something that it's going to come with the directions it looks like to set it up. It's $313, 4 terabytes of space, one system that you can hold in your hand. I mean, it's not small, but it's by no means big either. You can kind of tuck it away somewhere.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do with copy. You know, that copy is my workaround to not having that.
Yeah.
Is that I want to be able to turn on any computer and whatever file I was looking for is just there.
Yeah, that's what I've been kind of using copy for too. I want to go back to Chromecast for a second. One thing that I find really weird about Chromecast is the fact that they announced when it came out, like, oh, it works with YouTube, it works with Netflix, it works with Google Video and Google Music, and
that's it.
And then they said, and coming soon, Pandora. And then a couple weeks later, you got all this stuff like HBO Go got permission to start working with it, Hulu got permission to start working with it, Vimeo or something like that. I think some other thing got permission to start working with it. But like they announced at their thing, and this is like what 4 months ago now, 3 months ago. They're like, oh, and Pandora's coming soon, and Pandora still hasn't come out with it for the Chromecast yet. According to the Google rep, Hulu is now working with the Chromecast. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's who was telling me. It was telling me Hulu now works on the Chromecast as well.
Yeah, Hulu Plus.
Yeah.
That came. I think it was announced not that long ago.
Yeah. So.
Which is cool. Everything that I use works on there.
Yeah, and it just to me though, it's like you announced when you released the device, and coming soon Pandora, and we haven't heard anything since then at all.
Steve Yobs in the chat room likes pancakes.
Steve Yobs likes pancakes.
Yeah.
I actually have pancake mix on top of the fridge. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to make pancakes.
Damn it, Steve Yobs. Now I want waffles.
Waffles are good. I love waffles. Do you know what I hate? I love pancakes, but when you make them yourself, I hate that fluffy, shitty, crappy pancakes you get when you go to like Denny's or IHOP. Like if I'm gonna have pancakes, I want real pancakes. They don't even seem like the same food. Like I don't even want to call them pancakes.
They're pancake-inspired mush.
Yeah.
Fluff. The thing that like when I eat pancakes is like with waffles, I'll pour some syrup on like quarter of it, and then just eat that part. But like with pancakes, like I feel like you have to have your syrup on the side to have pancakes. If you pour it all on in the beginning, it turns into the soggy mush stuff.
And then we have Steve Yobs in the chat saying OS X for life. All right then.
I gotta give credit. I have a Mac over here, and it is doing a fantastic job as my counter.
Don't ask you to do any more though. You did one episode and it like crashed. It was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah, well, I was using a Mac Mini for the chat room, so I use a Windows computer for the actual Hangout, and then I use my Linux computer for like documents and stuff that we're talking about, and then I use the Mac computers for like that one's a timer, basically just a clock, and this one is just for the chat room, and they constantly crash. But now I've got dual monitors on my Linux computer, so we're good.
Yeah, that's what I hate is I would love to use Linux, and I was using Linux for our first several episodes for this actual video, and then I got the new webcam, and rather than using the one built into the laptop or whatever, and the software for it isn't available for Linux. So if I want to be able to manipulate, like zoom in, zoom out, pan to the left and right, I have to be on Windows to get that feature. Walking Dead. I am extremely excited for Walking Dead's return tonight. My wife and I just got into Breaking Bad. I saw you post that in the chat. But Walking Dead, my wife and I were really heavily into that show. We jumped on the bandwagon late. We jumped on the bandwagon around right when the latest season was meeting their halfway point where they were going on break. And my wife and I, on their break, or not even on their break, in 1 week, we watched all the way up to like where we left off. And we caught up when it restarted, and now we're just waiting for it to start up again.
I'm sorry. I'm enjoying the chat room.
Yeah, so am I. It's fun to actually have people in there this week.
Yeah.
Feels like a kid's store. Try iOS 7.
What did I call it before? I Windows Metro 7.
Yeah.
I Windows Phone 7. It's all Metro-y.
This is like this girl at work. Everyone that I work with like has Apple basically. Everyone there has fucking iPhones, and it's like you're all just stupid.
That's what's happening at my work.
Stupid.
My boss had an original Evo. My boss and my supervisor, they had the original Evo, the one that I had, and they got it because I had it, and they kind of trust me tech-wise. Well, they bought it a year and a half after it was basically 2 years old, over 2 years old when they bought it, and they were expecting it to compete with like other stuff, you know? Yeah. It's the typical story. Somebody buys some old cheap piece of crap and they think that it's, you know, an iPhone contender. And it's like, no, the original Evo is a piece of crap. Like, you may as well compare that one with the very first original iPhone. So now they have like iPhone 5s and stuff, and they constantly have issues with email. They're like, I sent you an email, why didn't it go through? I'm like, because you're using something that was made for freaking children. I lost it, I apologize. I'm about to throw something.
Yeah.
iPhones are the easy mode for the mentally limited.
Yeah, and that's what someone said. Like, there was this girl at work, and she's talking about how her upgrade's coming up, and she really loves like the big screens and everything like that. I was telling her, well, go get an Android, and she's like, well, I would, but I don't want to have to do anything. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I don't want to have to set up my phone or anything. I just want to turn it on and download an app and use it. I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want to think, then I guess you can stick with Apple. They don't expect their users to think.
Yeah, but they just want to turn it on and download an app. I mean, how is that different on Android versus iOS? Here's one benefit. Get a brand new Android phone, you log in, and all your shit's back.
Yeah.
Even all your apps, if you want to. Like, I didn't do that for a while, and then finally when I got my Nexus 4.
Yeah.
This is a Nexus 7. I'm just really gigantic. It looks tiny in my hand.
You have just big hands.
Yeah,
you're a giant.
But I went to log in and I was like, yeah, go ahead and sync my apps, and it was actually really awesome. I just left it alone for a while, went to pick it up, and it's like, hey, I don't have to manually download. But I do every once in a while when I reflash and reset up, just because there's maybe stuff that I installed and wasn't using as much as I thought I would be. And gives me a chance to kind of clean up, get rid of it.
Oh, tomorrow we have the Nexus 5 announcement.
Yep, big Google event.
Nexus 10. I'm hoping for maybe a couple more Chromebooks. I know we got the HP Chromebook 11 or whatever and the 14 earlier last week, and I'm hoping to see another Chromebook in the touchscreen area, but not with Pixel price.
Not the Pixel. The Pixel is cool. It's just not priced realistically.
No, it's not priced realistically. I know it has like that huge, powerful processor or something like that, but I'm hoping to see a cheaper touchscreen ChromeOS. I know. Have you? I sent you a link about it. I don't really hear too much about it. Packaged apps for ChromeOS.
I remember hearing about it. I didn't really look at it.
Basically, what it is right now when you have an app on Chrome and you click it and you open it up, it's opening it in the browser.
Right.
And everything like that. And what this is going to do is it runs like a native app would maybe say on Android, but it runs using HTML5. So you open it up, it opens up in its own window, and technically it is a browser window, but it's not going to have any of like, you know, the URL bar, the Omnibox, whatever Google calls it, the arrows. It's not going to have any of that. It's just going to be your content inside, and they can create it to look whatever they want. So basically it's native apps within ChromeOS that you're going to be able to buy from the Chrome store. And that's really cool. They have it out right now for developers to mess around with, and that really makes me think that they're kind of going with the direction to make this as like a second operating system, like maybe possibly for tablets in the future. Just because now they're offering, I mean, not maybe anytime soon, but they're offering this native apps now as basically is what it is.
There was something about that in Windows 8 that Chrome apps going to be running natively within Windows 8. I'm still getting confused with my mouse.
I heard that about Windows 8 too, and they're adding it to Chromebooks, though, I heard. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I guess essentially, isn't that what that Mozilla Phone that nobody cares about does? It's basically it's like ChromeOS, but it's like Mozilla OS, and it runs a Mozilla browser, and all the apps are like HTML5 based or something.
Yeah, web apps, HTML5 apps.
Yeah. And that whatever happened that it came out, and then I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't hear like reviews that sucks, reviews that's good. It's just like, oh, Mozilla came out with the phone. We're not going to do anything about that. We don't care.
Like, oh, that's nice. That's cute. Little Mozilla phone. Good job, guys. Let's just pin that phone right here on the fridge. What's happening here?
We got, let's see, what's going on in the chat right now? Are you playing music?
It's the Bacon Pancake song.
Oh, love the Bacon Pancake song. All right, so we got
All right, I'm done.
Steve Jobs in the chat going, my Nexus feels like a little toy after using the Note. But
Note
then
is
again,
huge.
the Note 3 is nice. I'm not going to lie. The Note 3 definitely does feel nice in the hand. But you got to look at the fact that you're getting Samsung. I hate Samsung. I had such a bad experience with them. I don't ever want to use a Samsung again. And if I did, I would root it right away. And that's the thing about the Note. If you root a Note, you're going to lose all that special S Pen stuff that's built into it, basically. All that S Pen only software. So that's a downside to that. But the phone's nice. It feels right in the hand. It's huge, but I hate TouchWiz. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
That would be my thing too. Like I've heard, I saw a review of somebody who, like, they weren't a fan of phablets, those big giant enormous phones, and it kind of changed their mind on it. But TouchWiz, I just can't stand the look of it. So my first thing would to it would be to root it and put something stock on it, put like Cyanogen on it or something.
But and that's the thing though with the Note is, if you root it, you're going to lose those Note features, the Samsung S Pen features. Or I would. Like, if I ever got a tablet that didn't rely on the S Pen, I would definitely root it. I mean, definitely at least I would, what is it called? The launchers, Nova.
Yeah, I love Nova Launcher. The other thing about Samsung apps, I mean, in the chat room saying that it kills the battery, and, it's these things that come pre-installed and
they run all the time.
And yeah, you can't shut them down.
And then I'm sorry, I'm like out of it. I was mid-sentence, forget what I was going to say.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
I get distracted. I'm staring at your bow tie and your top hat, and
it's very bright.
It's like a vortex, but it's not a vortex. I just get lost in the bow tie.
It's like a tractor beam of hotness.
Okay. On a different note, anybody in the chat have anything?
My wife and I quote Will Ferrell movies all the time, so it's habit.
I think we talked about this yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, last week. CyanogenMod is teamed up with Oppo, and they're going to be releasing a phone that comes shipped, rooted and everything out of the box with CyanogenMod running on it. And that's really big, because I know CyanogenMod, they're what, an official corporation now or something like that? They're an official company?
Cyanogen Inc.
Yeah. Inc., yes. And
don't mind me, I'm just getting a refill.
What is that?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Blood of my enemies. I really want to know what that is, and where you got that cool bottle it came in.
It's a cool bottle, huh?
Yeah. Did it come in that, or did you buy? Is it you just put it in there?
I bought the bottle and just put whatever I want in there.
Yeah, but no, that would be awesome. You buy a device and you open it up and it's running Cyanogen on it. I mean, I think that would actually, if that becomes a thing, because I know right now it's just Oppo's planning on making one phone with that. They have Oppo as the partner for one phone. But if they actually became partners with the hardware company, where that company is now putting out good specs with Cyanogen and they're making one every 6 months, every year, like these other companies are, I think that might give Nexus kind of a run for their money. Because a lot of people who do have Nexuses are Cyanogen users.
Yeah. I mean, that's like with mine. I mean, if I go to upgrade, if I buy a Nexus 5, I'm probably going to use it stock for maybe a month at the most before I root it and put Cyanogen back on it.
Same here. I mean, I personally don't use Cyanogen, but I'm been planning on giving it a try once I get a new phone. So we'll see what happens there. I might go back to Carbon just because I used it for so long. I really loved it, but I want to give Cyanogen a try. All right, Steve Jobs, overclocks. What do you want to talk about? What do you guys want us to talk about? What happened to Chelsea? Did she leave? Did she get shy?
Yeah, she said that she was going to be here for a little bit, and then she had to go and do something.
She got shy.
But at the very top, she recommended some things: steampunk, creepy robots that look exactly like humans. She may be talking about Cylons. I don't know. The Google car.
Google car, yeah. Well, steampunk. I saw this really cool steampunk keyboard the other day. Like, it was just awesome. Basically, I mean, I'm sure everyone that watches this has at least seen photos of steampunk keyboards. It has like typewriter keys for the keys on the keyboard, and everything. It just looks so cool. It looks a little bulky and everything, but my wife wouldn't like it. But who cares? Who cares? Creepy robots that look exactly like humans. Well,
What about
you,
creepy humans that look exactly like robots?
you didn't tell her that you and I were actually robots?
Nah, I
No.
figured it didn't seem necessary at the time.
Well, hopefully she doesn't watch this far into the episode because then she'll find out.
No, she skims through and looks for like funny stuff. So I say just watch the whole thing because it's pretty much all funny, or not.
All right, here we go. CyanogenMode merges Voice Plus, allows third-party SMS apps to send messages through Google Voice, which is really cool. But I'm hoping that we don't really have a need for that, because if Google makes us happy, tomorrow they might also announce Hangouts with SMS integration.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would be so excited. I've been wanting that so bad. The only thing is, I hope it integrates with voice. I don't see why they wouldn't. They've already kind of silently, without really making an announcement about it, they pushed out making phone calls through Hangouts. Like if you put in a phone number now in Hangouts using the desktop version, not your phone. I don't know if you can do it on the phone or not. It'll actually dial them in Hangouts and you can talk to them.
Yeah, it doesn't do it on any app. If you dial, let me see. I hardly ever do it like on desktop. You're talking about making a call in the Hangouts app, right?
On the phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, see if you can call your wife or something. I don't know.
No, there's no option to do it in there. If you start typing in somebody's, like if you go to add a new conversation,
And you start typing in someone's phone number, it asks you to invite them.
yeah, if you start typing in somebody's phone number, it's going to bring up their profile, and you're just going to go to a regular Hangout chat, just like you always would.
All right.
But if you try to call somebody on the Google Voice thing,
Mhm.
yeah, they don't really integrate very well for the phone. If you try to call somebody on the desktop version, I think it'll call.
Yeah,
you
it
can
does.
actually place a call.
I do it all the time with my extension because I have the Google Plus extension. I just open it up in the top. I can just type in a number where you normally type in a name if you're searching for someone, and it will open it up in like the video window. It doesn't have its own thing, so I can add like if I want to a lower third, but nobody's gonna see it, and then it'll dial the number and I can talk to them and stuff. And you can even do that now with like if you're having a group hangout and there's a bunch of you on video, you can then like go to invite somebody, invite by number, and they'll get a phone call. And they can talk to all of you on their phone. For them, it's a phone call, but for you, you're all in the video chat, and they're just talking with you.
Yeah.
Sort of like you have them on air, like, hey, you know.
I thought that would be cool to do that on here for some guests who just want to be audio only. But
yeah, they don't want
my
to be seen.
issue is, yeah, but like when we have somebody else in here and like somebody's video is cutting out or something, it just shows their profile picture, like in the lower third. That's not my profile picture, but like you know. It would just show full screen in the window, so when you watch the video back, it's cutting between us and that profile picture. So I was wondering if somebody was in here audio only through a call, then when they're talking, is it just going to keep showing one of us? Because that's what I would rather it do, rather than just show a profile picture of whoever's audio only.
And someone tomorrow is saying that they don't think tomorrow is going to be the announcement for it.
I thought the Big Bang event. I thought that was
I thought
October 14th.
Yeah, I thought October
speculated
14th.
Release.
Thought it was October 14th was their Big Bang event, but I'm not sure. Google Nexus to launch October 14th. Like every website saying October 14th. I just typed in October 14th Google.
Yeah, because that explains why we have no topic this week. Because we were going to do one of our repeat topics was just going to be Google News, and what was it, 2 months ago that we pre-planned the schedule for the episodes. It just happened to land that our Google News episode was going to be today. So then a few weeks back when we heard that it was supposed to be October 14th, we decided to move it back a week. That way we can talk about whatever they mentioned tomorrow. If they aren't doing that tomorrow, then we're going to have to move that episode again.
I know, which is going to suck, but
our show, we do what we want.
So yeah, this one was put out 1 day ago on kpopstars.com, which I haven't even heard of, so I don't know how reliable they are.
Yeah.
But then they're talking about the new Nexuses. They're both the 10.2, and I hear everyone calling them the Nexus 10.2 and the Nexus 7.2 or the Nexus 7 2013. And it's like, isn't it easier to just say generation? Like that way you can always abbreviate it as N10 G2.
Yeah, the same thing with the new Nexus device. Like if they really do call it a Nexus 5, kind of messes things up.
Yeah, because then you have the Nexus 6, and then what? The Nexus. You can't say 7 because there's already a 7.
Yeah, I mean, if they're talking about if it's relating to screen size, which it has been so far, then the next phone should still be. Well, I mean, if it's going to be a 5-inch screen, which I hope not, it's supposed to be 4 point something, right?
4.99 or 95 or something like that, which might as well just be
basically
5 inches.
5 screen. Yeah.
But
So
maybe,
I guess
maybe
Nexus 5 would be fine.
Maybe they would be Nexus 5, and then everything after that they'll come up with Nexus something else. Because I really hope they don't go bigger than 5 inches ever, even that.
I hope not.
And
we don't have a 6-inch Nexus.
They might do something like, like everyone thought it was going to be key lime pie. Everyone's like, it's key lime pie, it's key lime pie, it's key lime pie, and then Nexus, Google was like, oh, by the way, we have KitKat coming out soon. And people are like, what? I think I'm not sure, but maybe they'll do something like the Nexus 5 too. It'll just like up there and like, but we're not calling it the Nexus 5. And, be something else. We'll see. We'll find out when it comes.
What did you think about the most recent leak pictures of it?
Most recent leaked pictures? Which one is that? The one with the really ugly UI for the app drawer and stuff?
Yeah.
I leaked most of the pictures didn't bother me, but that ugly UI for the app drawer, I felt like I was going back to Froyo, or back when I was using like Go launcher as my launcher. Like, it was just, that UI felt like we're moving backwards.
It doesn't make sense that now you have a bigger screen, so you're going to display less apps per page, per screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we had a 5x5 grid before, and we were on a 4.7-inch screen. So now we're going larger to a 5-inch screen, and we're going to reduce the amount of apps you're going to see on one page. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because a 5x5 grid was awesome. Even in Nova Launcher, sometimes I would even adjust that to like 6x6 or something, just to be able to see more at one time. And just that 4x5 now, or 5x4, whatever it is, it's just...
So, according to this article that seemed to have been thrown up on the chat, one of the things here, before the end of October 2013, which is rumored as the Nexus LG release date, Google will reportedly issue 4 new products along with the flagship smartphone. So we know one of those is going to be the, the Nexus 10, Nexus 10 Generation 2 most likely. But then if these rumors are right and there's 4 new products, what else is there? I know there's a lot of rumors going on about a smartwatch, but if there are, that's been kept really under wraps because there hasn't been one leak.
Yeah.
Not one. And that's, for these days, that's very unusual. What do you think?
They successfully kept the Chromecast a secret.
They did.
They blew everyone. All of a sudden, I started seeing posts in my stream. Somehow I didn't even know about the event that day, and I was at work, and I was on Google Plus, and I just saw, what is this? Chromecast? What? Is this coming out? And then I click on it, and it's like, no, they just announced this. This is a thing now. And I was like, what?
Like that, they did a really great job of keeping that secret. I love the Chromecast too. It's my friend. You gotta get one, dude.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what's the holdup. One of these days.
But no, if these rumors are true and they're releasing 4 new products, I wonder what else. It'd be great because I know we have the Galaxy Gear, the watch at work, and that's another thing where it's like we can only pair it to certain smartphones.
Yeah.
Right now, it's only the Note 3, and eventually we're going to add support for the S4 and the Note 2, and possibly the S3, but we don't know anything else besides that yet. And it's like you have to buy a Galaxy device to use, and it's like maybe Google will just do a good job and they'll make a nice smartwatch anybody can use. You don't have to use Samsung.
That'd be cool. I don't know that I would use a watch though. I mean,
yeah.
There's a couple things that I thought were kind of cool to get a notification on there, to not have to pull or to control your music if you've got your phone in your pocket with your headphones on.
Definitely to control your music. But
yeah, to be able to do that. But and other than that, for the very few things that I would find it usul for, it doesn't seem like worth it to pay that much for it.
Displaying text messages and email, sorry.
Wake up.
But I get it. It's like, oh, there's a text message, and it's like, okay, well, it showed up on my watch, but I want to respond, so I have to take up my phone anyway.
Yeah.
Unless it has a really good voice recognition software.
The one thing that I thought that would be kind of cool for is there's times where when I leave work and then I go pick up my daughter from my wife's work because she has her at her work all day.
And I keep messaging you on Hangouts. You're like, I'm out of work. It's like, so?
Well, like when I'm on my way there, Like, because sometimes, like, my wife will be having a slow day at work, so she'll leave early. And so before I leave work, I'll message her and be like, hey, I'm about to leave to come get her, or are you going to leave early? And then sometimes she doesn't respond, but sometimes it's not because she's busy. Sometimes it's because for some reason she didn't get the notification. And then there were times where I pulled in right to her work, pulled out my phone, and saw a message that I got while I was driving that said, I'm leaving at 5. And I'm like, damn it, I'm here.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if I'm driving and then just be like, oh, okay, so I'll just not get off here.
Let's see. I think phone links are more of a marketing. Yeah, that's definitely true. I think
Only buying a
phone links-
smartwatch if it includes time travel.
Well, we can already do that, like it's in our genes, but they can't. So I can understand that from their point of view. Phone links, but that's weird. We were talking about that the last couple of days about how Google is probably letting all these phone links happen on purpose, and then for marketing, Get
Yeah,
people
we were
hyped
talking about that. Like,
Especially
hey, let's leak this, see what they say, and then there's still time to change it.
Yeah, especially with that whole thing where their official promo video for KitKat, they had a guy with an Nexus 5 in there, just like this. Like,
Yeah.
you just let him walk out of the building with an Nexus 5 and didn't notice he took one out of the lab, right? Just didn't notice.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. It's this big event. They know. I mean, they're putting the statue in the lawn, so they know that there are going to be a lot of people taking pictures and recording. So it's like, make sure nobody goes out with anything that we don't want seen, because everything is going to be seen from multiple angles here.
Yeah. Yet another device that will interfere with driving. Not as much as having glass while driving would. Just you're looking up to see the thing on the glass and
That's
crash.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I mean, I would like to try one and see like kind of how it looks from your point of view. But I was thinking, if you're wearing glass while you're driving and you glance up at the rearview mirror, like that might be in the way. You might have to go like this to look up at the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Or it'd be cool. Have a rear backup camera and have the view right there in your glass
That would be cool.
with night vision
With night vision. Yes.
and lasers and rockets
And time travel.
and time travel and a built-in like Slurpee dispenser.
And like a TARDIS. Like,
Get on that, Google. We're onto something here.
and it's self-driving.
So just put it on your head and it's just
Oh.
call it Doris.
Froyo was the best Android. I don't know about that. Froyo was the first Android I ever used, and when I used it, I loved it. But I don't know about the best Android.
Donut was the first one I used.
I have a Nexus 7 mounted in my windshield. So did you have the glass formed around it, Steve Jobs? I don't. It's in the windshield. It's not like on your dash. You actually have it in the windshield because
It's embedded in the glass.
Did you get like a saw and cut out a perfect size and then put it in? I don't.
Have you seen the consoles, like the center console? They replaced the stereo with a dock where they can put their. I think it was a Nexus 10.
Yeah.
I've seen it with both Nexus 7 and Nexus 10.
I've seen it with 7. If you get a Tesla, which I really want to get, I wish those came with an Nexus 7. It comes with its own like made tablet thing, and it gives you on that tablet all the information about the car, like all the like how much energy is currently being used and stuff. And it looks all sci-fi and cool, and it's just I want a Tesla so bad.
Me too.
Let me see if I can pull that up. That's not a good picture. It does GPS, and it can have other stuff like music and stuff going down on the bottom. There we go. Let me see if I can share this. And if you look at like what I have now, is the screen share working?
Yeah.
You can see it's a screen actually behind the wheel where your odometer is and everything, giving you all the information and everything. And then over here you have like a big huge tablet in portrait mode, and it can give you your car information. It can give you traction and stuff like that. But you can also have it split, so you have your music on the bottom, a GPS on the top. You can have it full screen with car info. There's another one with that earlier. I don't want to pull up a second image, but it's just really cool what you can do with it. But it's also a huge distraction.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm
also
sure they
think
have,
about like driving at night and stuff. The light coming off of it.
Yeah, if you have a lot of white like stuff with a white screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it dims.
It would be cool if it was like an AMOLED display.
Yeah.
And it was mostly black and just kind of like white outline.
And that would save battery too, because with AMOLED displays they can have it so where anything that's black, those pixels just aren't on.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
Technical difficulties. Joe just left the hangout. I'm going to get him back in here. That's one way to close an image.
So
Welcome back.
that was really stupid. I wanted to end the screen share, and I
Just
hit
close the whole thing.
Yeah, I closed the window. That was fucking stupid. I just closed the whole window. I forgot it was a screen share, and I just had to hit end screen share. Now I have to set up my lower third.
Yeah, because I don't know who you are right now.
You don't, and neither do they, because I haven't been on before. This is actually my first episode. Nice to be here. Happy to be among you.
That brought back,
I get a text message.
First episode flashbacks.
What's going on?
So
First
that was
episode flashbacks?
First episode flashbacks when you fell out of the hangout like 3 times.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was so horrible. I got an email from my neighbor. Woo!
I keep getting distracted by the videos that they're posting in the chat room. Tesla electric car catches fire after a piece of metal hits the undercarriage. That's kind of a problem. Sounds like that's always an inconvenience when your car bursts in flames. That's enough to just put your panties in a ruffle.
That was a one-time thing. It's not going to happen to me. Bad stuff never happens to me. My life is perfect. My life is so good. Yeah, I'm going to kill myself. Ender's Game movie. I missed that. That was posted a while ago. I'm excited. Not really for that, but...
I have no idea what it is, but I'm watching the YouTube right now.
Have you ever seen Ender's Game or heard of it?
Nope.
You've never heard of Ender's Game? It's one of the... All right. If you've never...
wait. I think I did see a trailer for this, and I thought it looked horrible.
I think it looks kind of stupid too, but the book is amazing. You have to go and get the book and read it.
All right.
The author is a douchebag. I mean, I hope his testicles get cut off by some mugger or something, but the book, if you are going to check out the movie to see if it's as horrible as the trailer looks, which I sometimes do, read the book first, because it'll just make the movie even worse.
Yeah, because it was, what was it, Harrison Ford?
Yeah, it has Harrison Ford in it, looks like.
Yeah, because it started, and I was like, oh, this looks stupid. And then I heard Harrison Ford talking, and I was like, Harrison Ford, this is going to be awesome. And then it kept going, and I was like, oh, it looks stupid again. I was like,
yeah, well,
what?
wasn't Cowboys and Aliens Harrison Ford too, and that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, brand new Tesla electric car catches fire. Oh,
you know what I like?
Holy crap, that's a big ball of fire.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm saying that's enough to kind of make your day start going downhill. All of a sudden, your car bursts into flames. I was having such a good day up until this point. Have you seen some of the new Google stuff? The people are flipping out because they're going to start using your photo in advertisements.
I'm having trouble concentrating on anything else besides the insult in the chat room.
Insult.
I don't. Well, from your point of view, you'll probably see it as a compliment, but
oh, the hat.
You know, can we kick Steve Jobs out of the chat? This is my precious bowler. I wear it all the time.
I think this hat is lovely.
It's not as classy, but it's more commonplace, I guess.
It's classy casual. Mine is like classy
casual
dress.
Yeah, because I wear mine like everywhere. I'm the bowler hat guy. It's to the point where like if I get like the same person at the register a couple times at the grocery store and I go and I don't wear my hat, it's like, oh, where's your hat today? Or the place where I usually get coffee a couple times a week, if I don't wear my hat, it's like, oh, where's your hat today?
Yeah, you can wear yours all the time. I have to save mine for special occasions.
Yeah. How would your wife feel if you wore yours all the time?
I sometimes do wear it around the house.
Yeah, I wear mine around, but does your wife care when you like wear it out in public?
Probably. She'll be like, "You're gonna wear that?"
My wife does. She begs me. I was gonna wear a bow tie out today to breakfast, and she begged me to take it off. She begged me to.
Speaking of a fedora in the chat room, I've got one right here. It's a very ugly looking fedora, actually. Something about this, I don't think it looks right.
I had a black leather fedora once that I lost.
So I gotta wear it like this?
Yeah.
It looks so stupid on me.
You gotta get a feather in it, and you gotta get a gold chain.
Backwards.
Yeah.
It actually looks better backwards. What the hell? Look
put
at
a feather in it, and then like get a gold chain, and join the mob. And,
that. That looks like the shape of a bowler hat, right?
yeah, close, yeah.
But
Except
it's
for not bold, but
backwards. Or have I been wearing it backwards up
no,
until
it's
now?
supposed to be worn like that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks right. I guess it's just the angle of it. Speaking of hats,
Pirate hat. Do you just keep a box of hats?
I just have everything here.
Are you gonna
ready
like
to
pull
go.
out one of those beer hats next, where it has two cans and then the straws going? No, I used to back before I broke my phone. I used to keep a stylus in. I have like a little clip. I don't know if I can get it. A little like clip thing there. I used to keep a stylus in there, but my phone broke, so I'll get one day. I'm in no rush.
You'll get the Nexus 5.
Hopefully. I'm thinking I can't get the 5 and the 7 at the same time. I don't make enough money for that. But I'm thinking I might actually save up just to get the 7 first. It's probably going to be cheaper, and it'll give me a device. And I don't really use, even when I had a phone, I barely ever used it somewhere where I didn't have Wi-Fi. So I might get the 7 first.
Use Groove IP.
Yeah, with a Bluetooth headset.
Plinko. What is this? Are you guys just sharing random things now?
Yeah, they're just sharing like YouTube videos. This is not a. Wait a minute. This is a YouTube show.
This is a everything show.
Yeah. Take your videos elsewhere. I gotta get a third monitor. 2's not enough. Now that I have 2 monitors, I feel that I still don't have enough.
Yeah, I told you once you start using dual monitors, you're gonna wonder how the hell you survive with only one.
Yeah. I wanna like.
I'm surrounded by 4 monitors right now.
I wanna set it up where I have like another monitor above this one. I don't know why, because I don't feel like I want to go any wider. I wonder how if you could set it up to do that. So like I move the mouse up to go to the next monitor instead of to one of the sides.
Yeah, you can drag and move them around wherever.
That way I have 1 and then I have 2 and 3 and just that would be cool. I love having dual monitors now. I got to set it up to show my wife how to kind of move in between the windows, which wasn't that hard. She figured it out right away. And she loves it too because basically what I do is at night I watch a lot of Netflix, and she's always playing PS3 on our TV now, ever since I got a GTA 5. So I have Netflix on the nice widescreen monitor here, and then I can just do all my web search here. Where before I was like pausing like every fucking 10 seconds, like, oh, I got a hangout message, oh, someone on Google Plus, and now I do not need to do that.
Overclocks in the chat room's asking for gamers. I'm not that big of a gamer. I'm a big fan of Mario and Zelda games. Other than that, I can't really pay attention to video games for too long. I have a short attention span. Speaking of short attention span, I'm going to make a little video.
Of this video?
Yeah, I'm going to make a video of a video. There we go. Behind-the-scenes video.
Are you guys gamers? Well, while you make your behind-the-scenes video... Hi, Chris! Am I in your video?
Yeah, you're in my video.
Can you see me? Hello? No? Anyway, are you guys gamers? Well, I can't speak for Chris, but I get into select games. Like, I'm not a gamer where I go and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this game, I'm going to try that game. I love playing games, but it's just like, I'll be like, oh, this game's cool, and then I get addicted. The Force Unleashed game, Star Wars Force Unleashed, I beat both of those in like a... I beat both
Don't
of those
mind
in like
me,
a
I'm
day.
just making a little behind-the-scenes video here.
But I beat like both the Force Unleashed games in a day. I played Skyrim obsessively when I first got it for like a year, and I never beat the game because I was obsessed with doing the side missions. So I never did I only got halfway through the regular missions, and then I deleted it because my wife was complaining I was playing it too much, and like I was literally addicted. So I'm like, I'm just gonna delete it from my computer while I'm having a good day, and I deleted the game. But other than that, I mean, I like games, but I'm not a gamer. I don't do too much gaming. I do it when I get a game that I enjoy playing. I get addicted to games easily, so I kind of try to stay away. What about you? Are you a gamer?
I get addicted to them, and then I like the Zelda games, like on the Wii. The only reason my wife and I bought a Wii was when the Zelda Twilight Princess came out.
I haven't played Zelda yet. I need to.
It was freaking amazing. But I have a hard time with side quests. Like, I feel like I have to go here. I have to save this village or this town, this realm. I have to beat this boss, and it's like I don't have time to go and fish and do this crap. And my wife loves the side quests. She she tries to avoid the boss battles and everything, and she's like exploring and playing the side quests and playing the little mini games off to the side, and I'm like, no, those are distractions. The whole land of Hyrule is being threatened, and you want to play games.
I guess I'm more like your wife. I love doing the side quests because I'm like, I feel like I did not complete the game if I go and I beat the big boss and there's still side things I haven't done. So I want to do all the side things first, and that way when I beat the big thing, everything's done. It's done. The game is 100% finished. Oh, I haven't played Pokemon in forever.
I love those games.
What is it? Blue is the best one ever made, my personal opinion.
Really?
Pokemon Blue. I was never a big fan of Yellow.
I liked Red. I still have them somewhere. Yeah. I bet I can find them right now.
Yeah, I never played anything past Silver, Gold, and Crystal. That's the most I played up to. I think it was getting stupid. Like, I would have liked if they kept making games, but didn't make 800 new Pokemon every time, just because 150 was enough, and then they added more for Silver and Crystal, and that was more than enough, and now it's just ridiculous. It's just. It was
like with the cards and everything. Like, I still have all my cards like in a binder somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna save these. They're just gonna be like, they're gonna be rare one day. But no, they still freaking make them all. Yeah,
I had at one point, back when there were only 151 Pokemon, including the Secret Mew or whatever. I had 142 or something like that. I didn't have the Mew card. I didn't have like Dragonite or something. But I had almost.
I have those. I have a couple different Mew cards actually.
Yeah.
There's one that's called like an Ancient Mew, and it looks like
it's
some weird ancient language.
I forgot there was a Mew and an Ancient Mew, but
I think I have like 9 of those actually.
Yeah, but no, I gave them to my little brother, and then he traded them, lost them, whatever. But I used to love Pokemon. I think it got ridiculous with all the games. Like, obviously they need to keep making new games, but I don't know why they need to make hundreds of new Pokemon every time too. Just change the game but keep the Pokemon.
Well, I mean, it was their way of like keeping it fresh and new and something, but like it was still basically the same thing,
I would definitely love to get back into that, and I love the older Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy 3 and stuff. That was really good. I had that for DS for a while. What are we doing for time? How's your clock looking?
1 hour and 11 minutes.
You want to move on to the hat tips because my wife just kind of pulled up. So we got to wrap it up eventually.
Forgot about the hat tips.
It's all right. I didn't expect you to remember. No, okay.
My hat tip, pretty ironic, because my hat tip was going to be Feedly RSS reader, because we were planning on, if nobody was going to give us ideas in the chat, we were just going to go through our feed reader and pick up topics from there to talk about, but we ended up not needing it. So thank you guys in the live chat.
We were hoping we'd have people in the live chat, so I'm glad that you guys showed up.
Hoping to have people in the live chat every week. It makes it so much funner. So Feedly, if you miss Google Reader, use Feedly. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I love Feedly. I use it for all my news. I used it a lot more when I had it on mobile. Until I get a new phone, Feedly is kind of something I just remember to do a couple times a week, where I did it a couple times a day when I had my phone. But my hat tip of the week is turning a necktie into a bow tie. So I'm going to post the link to the YouTube video for you guys in the live chat, and then we'll put it in the description of the edited video when we post the edited version about 2 days from now. So there it is. I just posted in the live chat, but it's a really good video, very simple, on how to take any ordinary necktie and tie it into a bow tie, which is what I did for today's episode. And it's really simple because all the steps, except for the final part where you tighten it around your neck, are actually done flat before you on a table. There's no messing around in your neck, looking in a mirror. It's all fold, tuck, swing it around, pull tight, make the loop, put it around your neck, and pull it tight again. It's very, very simple if you just follow the video. So, and it looks, you can barely tell that this is actually a necktie and it isn't actually a bow tie. The really only difference is it has a very big knot as opposed to a really small tight knot like you would see on Chris's.
Making fun of my knot, boy.
That guy has an epic beard. That is true. Did you see the video I posted to you for the necktie to bow tie?
I opened it up and then added it to my watch later just so I can get to it. I'm gonna probably check it out after this.
Yeah, the guy does have an epic beard. So definitely next week. I mean, I'm actually gonna. I love the whole bow tie thing, but next week I got to go back to I'm the bowler hat and tie guy. So next week I'll be back in my regular tie. I just did this week because it was cool. Okay, I might do it next week. We'll see. But
yeah,
all right,
it's a pretty snazzy video there.
All right, does anyone in the live chat have any last things they want to add before we end up for the day?
any final?
We got to give them like a minute. We got to give them like 1 minute because they're like a minute behind us. The video they're watching, Google adds a delay. So
Yeah, I'm gonna post my behind the scenes video. So
oh yeah,
got time.
Post that.
It's gonna be ridiculous because in the video you're not gonna be able to hear like you talking or anything like that.
Oh yeah, because of the headphones. So it'll just be the stuff. It'll be like silent almost, except for you.
You'll just hear me making noises.
Or you can just edit out your audio altogether and add the Teklian intro music.
I'm not gonna do any editing on this. I might not even edit this video, other than pitch shift, because the audio gets all screwed up.
Well, you don't really need to. We didn't have anything that really needs the editing, except for pitch the shift and then add in our intro.
Yeah. Steve Jobs says to shit yo mama's pitch.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. I mean, if they actually do the announcement tomorrow, then our Google News will be next week. Otherwise, we'll probably have another one just like this next week.
Yeah.
We have, 2 more open slots still with...
Yeah, we might do this one more time. Why not? Why not do this every time we can't think of a video? People seem to like it.
Yeah, exactly. Just have our repeat topics every other episode and then just randomness in between.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that, too. If people seem to be enjoying it, this is the... I mean, we said we're doing a random episode rather than a scripted one. We got people in the chat room, so...
Yeah.
There we go. All right, we're done. I gotta go. My wife's home.
All right, one more final hat tip.
One more hat tip, and we'll see you guys next week.
Subscribe and share. Yo.
Yeah, subscribe and share. You gotta edit that in. Don't forget. Or I'll look really stupid just like last time you didn't. All right.
If you don't get that, you will.
Yeah, go to our Teklian page and add us too. You'll get it. We have our Teklian dance posted on there.